What's the most unhinged way someone has legally destroyed an entitled neighbor? My wife and I lived in this quiet, older suburb for 5 years, never had a single issue. Then, this total finance bro buys the lot next door, bulldozes the old house, and builds this massive, sterile, modern mansion. We shared a property line with his new driveway. On our side, we had this beautiful, vintage brick retaining wall for our flower bed that had been there since the 80s. Well, this guy hires a surveyor right after moving in. Turns out, our wall encroached on his property by exactly 2 inches. We didn't get a knock on the door. We didn't get an introduction. Our very first interaction with this man was a certified letter from a high-priced lawyer threatening a massive lawsuit if we didn't demolish the wall immediately. I honestly thought we could work it out. I walked over, introduced myself, and politely asked if we could just leave it. I even offered to buy that tiny strip of land from him just to keep the peace. He literally laughed in my face. He looked at my shoes, smirked, and said, "Demolish it by Friday, or I'll bury you in court fees." We didn't have the money for a legal battle, so I spent my entire weekend out there with a sledgehammer, tearing down my own property. I was low-key devastated, but that's when I decided to check the local zoning laws myself. Yeah, he messed with the wrong guy. See, while looking at the property map, I realized something beautiful. There were absolutely no height restrictions on bird feeders in our county, so I went to the hardware store. I bought 3 industrial-sized bird feeders, the massive ones that hold 50 pounds of seed. I mounted them on 15-foot steel poles, exactly 1 millimeter inside my property line, directly hanging over his brand new pristine driveway and his 2 matte black Porsches. But that wasn't even the worst part. I didn't just buy normal bird seed. I did my research. I bought a specific, highly concentrated blackberry-infused bird feed. If you don't know anything about birds, let me educate you. Blackberry seed makes their waste bright neon purple, and it is incredibly acidic. Within a week, his driveway was a literal avian war zone. Pigeons, crows, seagulls, hundreds of them. His Porsches looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. The guy completely snapped. He came over screaming. He called the cops, the HOA, and city code enforcement to shut me down. But here is the absolute best part. My wife had quietly registered our side yard as a certified national wildlife habitat. It is literally a federal offense to tamper with it. Code enforcement came out, looked at my paperwork, and told him to kick rocks. He lost completely. He couldn't park in his own driveway. He couldn't go outside without getting bombed. By November, the guy broke. He quietly sold the house at a loss in the dead of winter. The very day the new neighbors moved in, I took the feeders down. We never had another issue, and the new folks are our best friends. Honestly, never push a quiet guy into a corner.